What we get tomorrow? Step one for all. Come on early tomorrow. Come on early as I just drive this tomorrow. Damn it. Yep. There you go, Jeff. We're 4-0 right now in this shot. Oh, shit, our brother's trying to get this kid. Right. Look at you, right? Look at you, right? So I changed from place. Let's go back to Green Bay, though, for all things. I've been running this pad. I've been running this. Running this bolts. I've been trying. Do that yourself? How do I get past defense? Is that even defense? I find it. No, my backwards guys are good. We'll definitely do a bundle tomorrow. Yeah, I like Ravens a little bit too. You got this early. Brady's just not going to be the quarterback. It's like, why would you pick him over Allen? Unless there's an ability. Like, why don't these cards have abilities, by the way? They just have X factors. Y'all, we'll be on that real quick. Wait, why is there the same X factor? Why do you keep saying I don't care? Last year, brother. Okay, let's just post up there. Let's get together. That's our brothers, right? Let's see we're gonna go back to Green Bay for a little bit. If I lose the game, we're going right back to the Phillies. We gotta get some more points in it, though. We gotta play seasons. I'm trying to finish this gauntlet. Finish gauntlet and season.
Dallas, Texas, and the house of Pony Express. Today, we have one of those games that has to be against the great opponent. Can he take care of business?
Bro, these scores go fast. How many matches are coming up tomorrow? That would be 500K right off the rip. 500K right off the rip. minimum. Brady's probably gonna be a mil. $5 mil probably is just enough for them.
Why did you say I don't care?
Hang on, man. I'm putting in my zip code right now. No way. Look at that. That's my new quote, man. That's what I'm paying every month for car insurance.
Highly unlikely somebody's going to try to rebuild this one. So again, we have a parts car. Best I can tell, it does look like most of this damage is limited to the front. You can kind of see the steering rack, or I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, way back there. That doesn't look affected. That sits before the engine, so I tend to believe that the engine survived. The back end, really nice shape, as is the case with most of these vets that are always wrecked in the front. People tend to run them into things rather than the other way around. This is a very, very wrong type of Christmas present. So it's the automatic, gray interior, blown driver airbag. Now, I believe this is the 3LZ. I am not up to date at all on my C7 trim levels, but has a stitched dashboard. So I think this is a fairly high trim car. The frame rail over here is broken off even further up. Wow. Fender's humped, fender. The whole front end is just, whew. Wow. The problem with these is even ones that are hit this bad, they still pull unexplainable amounts of money. At least I can't make sense of it. So even though I would love to buy more of them for parts, I end up having to pass on like 50 for every one I buy. It's that time of year again. Summer's coming to an end and it's back to school. Now my favorite part of those 3 community college classes I took way back in the day was gearing up for the new semester, you know, to set you up for success and whatnot. Collegiate failures aside, an absolute must-have this fall are Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. Raycon's Everyday Earbuds now feature an active ergonomic design, multi-point connectivity that lets you pair 2 devices at once, and active noise cancellation. But the highlight to me is the sound. It's absolutely unreal, and it rivals some of the biggest names in premium audio. Now, I do have other earbuds, but these are my new go-to everyday earbuds, partly because of how suited they are for use in the shop. If you're upside down on the dashboard, they ain't coming out. Soaked in sweat, no problem. Weatherproof and sweat-resistant. So whether you need a sweet set of earbuds for the new school year, or you need something that's going to hold up to long, hot days in the shop, Raycon has you covered. Pick up a set of your own, click the link in the description box, or go to buyraycon.com/scraplifely to get 20 to 40% off your Raycon purchase. You guys know how there's just some cars you can see from a mile away, wherever you're at. We're way back in the corner of this lot. And I know some of the lots, LA, Miami, that we go to, have these massive exotic sections. But as for here, that's it. Now, I do know this MC20. It's ran at auction like 10 times. It's in a perpetual state of being sold and the insurance company wanting more money for it. So just in case someone's finally made a deal on it, we're going to leave this one alone. That way we're not messing with something that somebody else potentially already owns. The Huracan, though, check Copart.com. This one hasn't ran at auction yet, so we're definitely checking it out. Now, I've seen some really bad Huracans when I've been at the salvage auction. It does take a lot to total these cars. This one, though, at least from what I can see from a quick walk around, it looks like probably the best I've seen. On the driver's side, we have a cracked bumper and a fender back. It looks really minty fresh. Yeah, there's some grass in the... Oh, BBS wheels. I didn't even notice that at first. Okay, BBS's. So it's slightly modded, even if it's just a set of wheels. The back of the car, that's in great shape. Devil's Triangle. Interesting. We'll be Googling that on the way home. Sticker aside, the entire rear of this car is in beautiful shape. The color on this is so good. I hope it comes across in camera. This front passenger BBS wheel, that is bent and broken, heavily broken. Oh, man. And unfortunately, it pushed the wheelbarrow into the carbon ceramic brake. That is not cheap at all. So that's at least something that aided in totaling this, even though it's not completely mangled. The body damage, this fender bracket, which is all aluminum, I believe they're basically the same thing as the R8, that's broken off. The radiator condenser, the fan assembly, that's all gone. The front bumper, clearly some of that's missing, and I believe, actually, I saw it through the window. Yeah, so there's the missing portion of our front bumper. What else do we have here? You ever wonder what a really destroyed Lamborghini headlight looks like? There you go. The interior itself, It looks like the driver airbag blew, but nothing else is actually in really nice shape other than that. I suppose what it's all going to...
This thing? It's what's going on inside of me. It's my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. It wasn't always this calm. UC went everywhere I did. Wondering when it would pop up next was stressful, doing a number on my insides. But then I found out about Velsipity, a once-daily pill, not a steroid or biologic, for adults with moderate to severe UC. Velsipity can help calm the chaos of UC. It quickly treats flares, providing a chance for lasting steroid-free remission. Don't take Velsipity if you've had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat. Velsipity may cause serious side effects, including infections that can be fatal, slow heart rate, liver problems, increased blood pressure, macular edema, certain types of skin cancer, swelling and narrowing of the brain's blood vessels, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant or plan to be. If conventional therapy like 5-ASAs or steroids aren't working for you, ask your gastroenterologist about Velsipity. Velsipity, help calm the chaos of UC.
Come down to on a car like this is how bad the inner frame structure got damaged. Again, it's all aluminum. It's not super easy to fix, but if it's just the brackets hanging off the side, if it's just a bit of suspension, a wheel, unfortunately a carbon ceramic brake rotor, I'm not going to say it's going to be cheap to rebuild, but it won't be hard. On Copart's website, this is listed as not running, even though it has power, so we're not going to play around with that. The lower driver airbag is blown too. I didn't see that from the other side. We've got 31,000 miles, which I think is pretty high for Lamborghini standards. We're not going to spend a ton of time on the Lambo because there's another yellow car here that I really want to see that I can actually afford. But if you, like me, aren't necessarily at a point in your life where you can just go out to the Lambo dealership and buy a Huracan, it's things like this that get you a little excited, give you a little hope that maybe those Lambo dreams aren't necessarily as far away.
Oh, crystal fucking ball.
So I'm going to be honest, they're pretty plentiful at auction, and I do occasionally at least walk past them. This one has something that caught my eye right from the jump. It has C6 CO6 brakes on it, so it's at least somewhat modified. That's not a particularly cheap mod to do either, so somebody's put some kind of money into this. It's got C6 replica wheels on it as well. Let's see the inside. Ooh, NGW shifter, an aftermarket steering wheel, some type of aftermarket seats that look fairly cheap. One thing to note here, even though it has this Z06 side ducts, this is a base C5 Corvette, not a Z06. All the Z06s are coupes, not hatches, meaning it has a true trunk. The glass comes down to about here. Generally, I'm not a fan of the hatches. The Z06s look so tough that it's just hard to step away from that. But this one, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the lint, the spoiler, the wheels. The whole combo, it just looks pretty tough. As for the damage on it, front bumper is cracked, scuffed. Same deal with the fender. Just the headlight, that whole assembly is jacked up. Now, if we were to fix this thing, the headlight's probably the most expensive part. These are like $500 for the whole assembly. The front bumpers are actually about the same price. The fenders are cheap. The suspension, that stuff's all really cheap. Let's see the most important part here. Okay, so it's no blower, anything like that. Looks like your standard LS1 Veraram intake. So nothing super crazy under the hood. There's a remote clutch bleeder, meaning it has some type of aftermarket clutch in it. We have aftermarket headers. Yeah, this is essentially your stereotypical C5 Corvette build, at least under the hood. Now, when I was inside, I did hear something beeping at me, meaning it's got some type of power, and it has keys, so I mean, why not, right? Doesn't sound great cranking. It sounds like something has, I don't know, a miss? Alright, we're not going to force this thing to start. It cranks, the engine's not locked up or anything, but it definitely doesn't sound happy. It's got oil in it, there's no apparent damage to the engine, so I don't quite know what's going on. Either way, if you're looking to fix one of these, by all metrics, this one looks pretty easy. And if you're wanting to get a C5 Corvette and modify it, why not buy one that's already modded? This close. We were this close to finally coming to a salvage auction and not seeing either a TRX, a Trackhawk, or a Durango SRT that ended up there because it's stolen. And again, we are in the middle of nowhere, Virginia today, so I guess that kind of checks out. There's probably less of them to steal. But hey, this one came in clutch to save our streak. The first thing I noticed on it too, American Force wheels. Now, I am fairly new to the whole truck thing. But I do know these are expensive wheels, and all the truck guys I do know speak of them pretty highly, like car guys will speak of Volks or CCWs or any other high-end type wheel. Other than the wheels, it does have stock shocks, but to me, this does look...
Where is it? Where is it?
No,
That's my son. He's back.
no missing rear view. The dash isn't ripped apart.
My son is back.
I've been away for a little bit of stuff hanging down from under the driver kickstand. It has keys, but either the battery's dead or something.
I've been away from home for 11 hours.
You've been gone.
For 11 hours.
Why you did your dad?
I've been away for 11 hours.
He left me.
Go honey to eat that.
Beautiful shape, black on red. Most of these TRXs especially that we find at auction are pretty much both stock. You rarely find these heavily modded. And it looks like that's going to hold up here. Stock airbox. Everything looks to be in order. I don't see a single part missing from this truck underneath. No damage. It's a little dusty, but it's a truck. It's supposed to be. Everything looks really good. Now, there is one major downside to this truck, and you can essentially apply this to all the stolen Mopars when they get recovered in this kind of shape, meaning it doesn't have any visible damage. It's going to pull so much money. I venture to guess that truck's going to pull $50, $60, maybe even $70,000 as it sits. Gonna have a rebuild title that's not that far off retail. With that in mind, I always have trouble justifying these types of buys. Usually when I come to salvage auction, I'm hoping to save some money by putting in a little bit of work. And with these, that opportunity just isn't there. Anybody with a Copart account can bid on it, and sometimes when you see these run, it seems like everybody with a Copart account is actively bidding on it. Of all the newer generation Mustangs they made that isn't a Shelby, let me clarify, I think this was the coolest, the most one. It has some really cool stuff. Let's see, yes, this one has Recaro seats as well. I bought one of these that didn't have Recaros. That was a crying shame. It is 10-speed automatic.
For what?
Now, normally I'd be kind of excited that the airbags didn't blow in this thing and make it that much easier of a rebuild, of course. But this one, the way it looks at least, this is a rebuild car. It was clearly on its roof. The entire driver A-pillar is bashed in. Wow. Impressive. That rollover, I am guessing by context clues here, is some off-road in the dirt.
How they feel? They feel good?
Another big dip in the driver rear quarter, mud, all in the lower diffuser. It can slightly hacking shut this exhaust. Even for as badly damaged as this is, there's still some highlights. This wheel looks to be intact. I know it sounds ridiculous, but stuff like that does matter when you're buying a car, especially if you're parting it out. There's some Mach 1 specific interior pieces like the dash plaque, the door trim, all those pull a few bucks. Unlike the Camaros, these didn't come with Brembos all the way around. There's the standard floating caliper in the back. But the fronts, we have Brembos. They're still perfectly fine. My big concern with this car is what is leaking out of the bottom of it. It looks like motor oil. Really no escape from this car. I'm going to sit here previously. It's clear below in front of this dash and that radiator sit a lot further forward. My concern when I see one like this is how badly did the engine get hit. And in this case, it does kind of look like the sway bar front subframe protected the engine, So at least we have that going. It might be a great don't quote me on this because I am going off the top of my head, but I believe this has the GT350R throttle body and intake, which is why it makes a little more power than the base Mustang GTs. By the looks of it, especially considering how dirty the outside of this thing is after the ride it went on, the engine's really nice and clean looking, so it looks like it was well maintained, if it even saw enough mileage to need to be maintained. Here's kind of the big question. Is there engine oil in it? So there is still oil in it, and it's pretty much where it should be. Little flip going back in, but we got it to make it work. So, yes, based on the fact that there's still oil in the engine, maybe this is ATF. I'll take a bust out transmission line, or even a transmission pan or case over any type of damage to one of these Coyote engines. Those 2018 and up Coyote engines, they are hot tickets. They pull a ton of money, like $10,000 plus. So anytime I can get a good one of those, I'll take it no matter what else is damaged. So hear me out here. I know earlier I said something along the lines of, as far as I'm concerned, with M3s, the older they get, the cooler they get. The E92s, even the F80 generations, they didn't really do a whole lot for me. But these, I do have a thing for these. Specifically the X-Drive model, which I don't believe this one is, but it does have the competition package, which is, I guess, half the equation. Let's see, does it have the good seats? It doesn't. So there's an option on these cars. They can come with carbon fiber seats. They're incredibly expensive. They look awesome. Outside of that, though, the interior's in almost perfect shape. There are no blown airbags. It's as nice as you could ever imagine finding at salvage auction. Let's see what we got going on under the hood. Stock air boxes. So this, as best I can tell, not being a huge BMW guy, again, I always feel like I need to say that before I come off saying something just horrendously wrong, but this one looks bone stock. Realistically, though, odds are what we're looking for on something like this. I'd prefer it to be stock, as weird as that sounds. There's less chance of something being damaged. What I want to see is the engine damaged? And in this case, the answer is clearly no. We only really have to worry about that if something bashes into the front of it or gets right up under it. And that doesn't look like that happened here. There is some front suspension damage here. It presumably just bashed the wheel into something. There's insurance markings over every piece of suspension in the front subframe, but there's nothing on the frame, and that's what really matters here. That stuff really doesn't concern me in the least. The real story on this car is this rear passenger corner. This is where the real damage is. We got the corner, though. That's really not bad. That's a fix, not a replace. Then down here, that's what's left of that big brake caliper that comes on these cars. Just like the front, pretty much every piece of suspension back here is damaged. And I do see one little insurance mark on the frame. But what I believe they're referring to there, hopefully at least, is that bracket being bent. I think this is going to be a really, really easy rebuild. Of course, though, with the car that's damaged on the bottom like this, it's really easy to say that when you don't have it on the lift. But from what we can see at least, which is all we have to go off of here, I do truly think the juice is going to be worth the squeeze on this one. I mean, the beautiful frozen matte blue paint. It's got the carbon fiber roof on it, which is a beautiful shape. All in all, this is one of the nicer BMWs I've seen at the auction. After all the extensive projects I've been through, I truly can't imagine what it would be like to buy one like this, replace a few suspension bits, maybe a subframe, and call it a day. Here we go. This is the car that made me want to come down here in the first place and check this lot out. These are so rare to find at auction these days, and every time I do see one, I really feel like a kid on Christmas. A Terminator Cobra. These, for me at least, are the most iconic Mustang, right up there with the Boss 302 that I'm rebuilding currently. I've never owned one, I've always wanted to own one, and now we have a chance. While the days of getting a Terminator Cobra cheap are long, and I mean 10 plus years gone, I do have a few reasons to believe.
While Mazda is known for powerful design, we also have more 2024 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than Subaru. Does that mean you can have it all?
God damn, bro, you on the fucking run?
This one's going to be somewhat cheap at least. Number one, though we can't see it because it has no power, it has 190-some thousand miles on it. By Terminator standards, that is high. A lot of people held on to these cars, a lot of people collected them, but for our sake, it's a good thing that somebody drove this one and drove it a lot. regardless of the mileage, these engines are just so cool to me. This was one of the first cars I can ever remember having that signature blower wide. And to this day, these are the cars that I compare any cool-sounding supercharged car to. The reason I'm so hyped up about my truck having that crazy blower wide can probably be traced back to one of these things. Now, I was concerned with as hard as this car got hit that the engine was going to have some damage. Now that we're seeing it in person, you can see that it got hit above the bumper beam, therefore above the frame rail, which is great for the chassis, but not so much for the engine. That means the bumper beam wasn't there to stop it. Next to the line is really the engine. Right off the bat, you can see that the blower belt is pushed back almost off the blower pulley. This aftermarket aluminum coolant tank got pushed into that. I don't see any damage on the engine, at least not from this side. It looks like everything stopped before it really got into the accessory drive. Let's see on the passenger side. This side got pushed in a good bit further than the driver's side, though they're both bad. And that, I believe, is the radiator. Pushed into something on the engine. Now, I really don't know these engines that well, but it does look like whatever this is, it's hanging off the front of the engine. The housing to that is cracked. I don't know how big of a deal that is. We'll certainly do a little research before we place a bid. That aside, it doesn't look like the engine shifted around any, which would be my next biggest concern after something being pushed into the front of it. Aftermarket-wise, we got a JLT intake. The filter has seen better days. I think everything else here is pretty good and well stocked. Around the back, I did notice it has some SLP, either mufflers or tips. I can't see all that well underneath of it. What it's going to come down to is the body damage. From the pictures I saw online, I had no clue if this was going to be a really bad fix or something a little more easy, like I believe is the case here. The front bumper was mounted up over the bumper beam like that. It was taped to the hood, so I had no idea if we're going to get down here and find frame rails that were kinked up like 45 degrees. I can say with certainty that's not the case on the passenger side. On the driver's side, those headlights kind of wedged in there pretty well. Plastic. I can't say with as much certainty, but it's at least in the right general direction. It looks like almost all the damage is isolated to this upper portion, which is the core supports. The fender apron, this upper frame rail, that's all jacked up. But this is a lot easier of a fix than those lower main frame rails, especially for somebody like me who isn't a bodywork professional. Oh. But I do think this looks bad enough to at least keep the price somewhat reasonable. It's not like this thing needs a fender and a hood and you're good to go down the road. The hood, though, this thing is damaged. The whole bottom, the hood latch section, that's all ripped out of it. So it's not going to be an easy fix. I haven't priced hoods on these, but I can only imagine getting a factory one is going to be just uber expensive. And this one, based on that, the date stamping it October 5th, 2002 is OEM. The front bumper, this all busted up. This, like the hood, may be fixable, but it's not going to be easy. It is kind of a shame that almost all the Cobra-specific stuff on this car is jacked up, because if it was, say, a door, a roof, even a rear quarter panel, all that stuff you can just source off a Mustang GT for dirt cheap. There is a bit of a silver lining here. The Cobra-specific stuff in the back, the wing, the rear bumper, all that survived, though I do believe the front-end stuff's significantly more expensive. So if I could have it the other way around, I would definitely take it. Another thing that makes this one just really not that nice is
This thing? It's what's going on inside of me. It's my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. It wasn't always this calm. UC went everywhere I did. Wondering when it would pop up next was stressful, doing a number on my insides. But then I found out about Velsipity, a once-daily pill, not a steroid or biologic, for adults with moderate to severe UC. Velsipity can help calm the chaos of UC. It quickly treats flares, providing a chance for lasting steroid-free remission. Don't take Velsipity if you've had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat. Velsipity may cause serious side effects, including infections that can be fatal, slow heart rate, liver problems, increased blood pressure, macular edema, certain types of skin cancer, swelling and narrowing of the brain's blood vessels, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant or plan to be. If conventional therapy like 5-ASAs or steroids aren't working for you, ask your gastroenterologist about Velsipity. Velsipity, help calm the chaos of UC.
Been repainted at some point and not done very well. Almost every edge on this thing is chipping. So if you really wanted to rebuild this and have it be a perfect repair, you just have to re-spray it. If, this is a big if, that comes across the table in the pictures. Also, the springs that will work. Anyway, moving inside. Long driver bag, long passenger bag, no logo airbags are cheap. The states they use this raised weight material that actually held up pretty well. It definitely has a lot of wear. Over almost 200,000 miles. What do you expect? It's missing the shift knob again, so I've wrecked it to a souvenir. Overall, the interior is pretty nice. I actually think the panels might be bent. They get hit pretty hard. Somebody might have been stomping on one of them. Overall, though, the interior is pretty decent. It has the Cobra replica wheels, the SVEs on it. Who knows what happens to the originals? Back on the passenger side, this fender is pushed into the 8 color. You can kind of see the quality of the respray there. It's like if that's the trick. You try to open it, that's hitting the fender. Here's more of that just horrendous. So there's just a lot going on here. And no sales like a mistake. I'm the biggest stuff about this car, but a car like this, something I've always wanted, I'm not buying it to resell it, I'm buying it to keep forever. I know forever is a strong word, but none of that stuff really matters that much. After all, what all the projects be if the thing was meant and just needed a little bit of work? This being the way it is, we could get in there and really learn the platform and put our own touches on it. We've seen a lot of different cars today. There's a lot that I want to buy for various reasons. Some for parts, some for rebuild, but I think we can all agree that nothing really compares to finding that one car that you've always had a thing for, sitting at the salvage auction, get ready to come up for bid, and have an opportunity to buy it. Now comes the hard part, though. We got to wait for this thing to get assigned an auction date. Could be 2 days, could be an excruciating 2 months. Either way, we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully, with a little bit of luck, we'll see this thing on the channel in the future.
Bros of the world, big bros of the world, man. Now, if y'all seen this, I mean, I did something extra to make this entertaining, big bros, but hey, yay. We moving, big bros, we moving. I said, my birthday just came up. Yay, wish me a happy birthday. Nigga getting old, man, but we moving, man, we moving, so yeah, I ain't got no shirt on under this. Sweating this bitch out, sweating out some calories, working it out. Ain't work out today, so this my workout, and I'm probably gonna do some extra work on top of that. But you know, we back and forth with it. Back and forth with the drives. Oh, man. How y'all feeling though, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all living? This move, and I know a lot of y'all already know, and don't be no joke. It's be stressful. Be the stressfulest thing. But you gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta do it. I ain't 27 instead. Alright. Shoot around us, fuck us. But yeah, so I'll probably do like some sped up sequence of like just grabbing things, putting them away or something like that. Unloading things or something like that, but something y'all is gonna be excited for, you know, something that I'm truly excited for. I'm gonna show y'all when I get there or whatever. And I know a lot of y'all already got this. It's all right though. It's all right. I ain't never had it, so I'm gonna show y'all when I get there how fantastic it was. You feel me? But let me get to going. Get to going. Gotta get to the other crib. Move this stuff. Don't move, kids. It's not fun. Girls of the world. See, I got shit in my car. Oh, fucking. Still finishing. Not still finished. Still moving. Still grabbing things. You know, it's the next day. Moving is a lot of work, chat. I ain't gonna lie, so I thought I was gonna do the little speed up there where you show that you're moving and then the speed up. I couldn't even do it. Couldn't even do it. Feet still hurt. All type of things, but y'all see, man, we in normal, regular love. Default. Regular default things. That's crazy. Let's see in the life light. New house. Still the same vibes. Now we finna get our mods going on now. Now that we got our mods again. Living area situated. Now we just gotta start sorting the stuff out. Motherfucking getting this sorted out. And start just modding our shit now. Start adding to the list. Let y'all hear it a little bit. Down these I know.
Maybe if I do it now. It's right there. Look at you. You see you?
I had to do some nice little sound checks, you know, had to see how it sounded. Had to burn a little gas. Burn a little gas. How it's coming, chat. See how it's coming. I gotta get around this motherfucker. trying to do nothing crazy on this bogus road.
I'm hungry.
Hungry?
Yeah.
What you doing? You should call your mama. Tell me you hungry.
Crazy on this road. Shut up.
Welcome everyone to Football Stadium.
Like I said,
The home for the NYPD Panthers, and today this fan base is eager to show everyone what Seattle's home field advantage is all about. And it is with two teams from Conference USA squaring off in a weekday clash to set the table for the weekend ahead. As we see, the face-off taking on the Western Florida International Panthers. 48 Sports College Football. Rich Davis with you.
These niggas playing construction. You trying to do nothing too crazy. It's construction city. It shouldn't even be legal. We got fat divot in the ground and shit. Shit don't even level out and shit. And what that is, fat divot in the ground. It was crazy. Tattletale portable.
It's been said that the obstacle is the way, and this obstacle is now back-to-back losses. Back-to-back losses.
It was hard to believe that my frenemy Tim Knissis was genuinely enthusiastic by dropping the legendary Hemi engine in favor of a future dominated by the Hurricane and electric vehicles. There's no question that the is one of the greatest VAs out there. Even before the issue with the N170 engines, Hemi consistently led the market, outpacing the Ford Mustang and Chevy Camaro in U.S. sales. Dodge dominated the scene until the so-called last call year. They allowed the Mustang to finally notch a win that it never had for like 7 years. It was hard to believe that my frenemy Tim Knissis was genuinely enthusiastic by dropping the legendary Hemi engine in favor of a future dominated by the Hurricane and electric vehicles. There's no question that the Hemi V8 was and still is one of the greatest V8s out there. Even before the issues with the D170 engines, the Hemi consistently led the market, outpacing the Ford Mustang and Chevy Camaro in U.S. sales. Dodge dominated the scene until the so-called last call year that allowed the Mustang to finally notch a win that it never had for like several years. It was hard to believe that my frenemy Tim Knissis was genuinely enthusiastic by dropping the legendary Hemi engine in favor of a future dominated by the Hurricane and electric vehicles. There's no question that the Hemi V8 was
Hey mom, I canceled your car insurance.
Wait, why?
Because you're paying way too much.
I'm just paying like $150 a month.
I know, exactly.
No, this wasn't gonna be nothing crazy, just quick simple POV quick shit, nothing too wild.
At Byberg, we think about small business interests all day, every day. So you can do less. With your small business equals our insurance obsession equals coverage confidence. Explore policies at Byberg.com. Smart about small.
Bring your trip to life with Expedia's ChatGPT integration.
My God. Every time.
Always. Hey, they got a AMD shirt under that motherfucker. I see it. Right there. He plays the team too, man. Hey, what the fuck? Yo, hey, oh, shit. I got legs.
Welcome to Kennesaw, Georgia, in the greater Atlanta area and home to the Owls of Kennesaw State, where these fans have been eagerly anticipating this one all week. And this is the kind of game college football fans love, because they don't have to wait for the weekend for this Conference USA showdown. As we'll see, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Kennesaw State Owls. 48 sports college football mistakes with It came down to the final quarter, clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get a close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happens. The circumstances, the coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct. And you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling a close game, executing down the stretch like they did. So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollock, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another weekly edition of EA Sports College Football.
Hey, no doubt, man. I appreciate it, man. Hey, nah, say this. I'm good. What's going on, man? Look at you. I told y'all this, man. I'm going to get on this guy. All right, man. I'm doing it. You the type of nigga that'll throw me a loose off the glass and then go block the loose. I'm gonna shoot it, get that shit out of here. Come on, get that shit out of here. Oh, kind of like how you told Dirty I was a fucking felon. Oh, exactly. But it's funny though. You see that? Okay. It's going okay, man. Okay. Is this a press? You told me that? Alright, look, I gotta get that go, but I got you. Huh? Hey, hold on. At the next, yeah. Right here, bro. Right here. What are you doing, bro? I didn't talk to that and shit. Hey, look,
What are you doing? Dumbass, man.
Why you going inside?
I know you like. Y'all live together? We all. Come over to my shit. I'm saying we can all come on to my shit, so I'm inviting everybody over. My family, the family. Yeah, I'm not, a guest, you're a guest. You're not no guest. Like, that's how you want it. Yes. All right, look, you know what? She said, I don't know who that is. So, guess what? Welcome to Jacksonville, Alabama, a hidden gem a few miles from the border of Georgia and home to the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State, where these fans are fired up for this showdown about to play out on Burgess Snow Field. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see a squad. They won the game today. That's 2 in a row. If they win the next one, it's called a winning streak. It's been done before.
And we're seeing the identity of this team come to fruition. Just get the sense they're finding out who they are, what they're about, what they're going to do schematically, and who their big playmakers, which is tough to do, right? It's tough to do everything about but when you stack wins week after week on top of each other, start to have success, you start to grow that identity, you start to understand.
So what?
That's going to do it for us here for Justin. All guys, Davis, and this has been another
Those are my thing.
Sports College Football.
What changed?
Have y'all seen the videos of this thing? They are trying entirely to if you can look at the videos of this thing, you'll see that they are trying to appeal to a younger crowd. Because let's face it, every time somebody buys the dog, it's usually a younger person, right? They're trying to fix the it's the most lifeless, bitch that I've ever seen in my life. That wasn't drifting, that was the years. And basically, they're trying to market this as like the next generation of muscle card. This is not a muscle card. This is a mobile Radio Shack speaker. It has prisonic speakers. It has 10,000 streams. Nobody cares. This is your way of saying speakers.
No, that's loud.
This thing is so bad, suspension. Bro, this thing corners. Bro, listen, this thing corners like a BBW walking backwards up the stairs of high heat. Let me clear things up with this quote-unquote render. Look at this real quick, right? There are people that truly believe this is real. This is literally just the damn Hornet RT and a Dodge Charger wide body mashed together. That is literally what this is. Dodge ain't even Dodge anymore. I don't even we call them that. We call them Stellantis. They will never build nothing this awesome. Hell, I would have this matchup in the Hornet that's not even selling. Like this one they replaced the Charger with a 4-lane EV.
So fuck.
They even have variants with the twin turbo Hurricane engine, right? But nobody's really they don't really care for it. The census has already said if we are going to go get a 3-liter, inline 6 twin turbo, we might as well go get a BMW. They're the best in the game right now. This is pure fake 2025 Dodge Neo and SRT4. They just banned an SRT. This is no longer a thing. Tim Tedeschi is one of the coolest, CEOs in Mopar, of Dodge. He's no longer here. They're no longer here. Just like how SVT is no longer here. But somehow Ford is still able to build cars. I guess that's another video for another day. Yeah, this is right here, Space. I follow videos like this. This doesn't do nothing but get our hopes. I mean, think about it. Even if they brought it back, it would have to be.
Why are you not going to the...
Front-wheel drive, with the option of all-wheel drive, it would have to be a turbo 4-cylinder. They ain't really trying to do the turbo 6 thing anymore. Bro, this would have to be something like, I don't know. The Florida and SRT are doing it, so is the Dodge Neo. They want to be quite technical. I think they already tried to replace the Dodge Neo. Remember the Dodge Darcy? Hell, that could have been the Dodge Neo. Instead of them putting a legendary nameplate on a vehicle that pretty much failed, before it even started. Yeah, you have the Dodge Avenger. Hell, they had a Dodge Avenger SRT4 that was arguably better than the SRT4 Neo.
This thing? It's what's going on inside of me. It's my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. It wasn't always this calm. UC went everywhere I did. Wondering when it would pop up next was stressful, doing a number on my insides. But then I found out about Velsipity, a once-daily pill, not a steroid or biologic, for adults with moderate to severe UC. Velsipity can help calm the chaos of UC. It quickly treats flares, providing a chance for lasting steroid-free remission. Don't take Velsipity if you've had a...
Glad to have you with us from Las Cruces, New Mexico, at Aggie Memorial Stadium, home to the New Mexico State Aggies. We love coming to the land of enchantment, especially when we have an enchanting game like the one in store today. And this one, 2 teams from Conference USA squaring off in a weekday clash to set the table for the weekend ahead. As we'll see, the Kennesaw State Owls taking on the New Mexico State Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined you.
What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Kicks coming at you live from the shoebox. As you guys should know now, we no longer have a warehouse. So yeah, I've been working on the cars in the garage. Plenty of space in here. I still need to do some cleaning up just because of the whole move of the warehouse. Kind of hectic, had stuff all over the place. But we definitely have enough room to work on the cars in here. And it's a little less hot inside this garage versus the warehouse. The warehouse was cooking. I think needed like 3
good defense. No scoring. That's pretty much what we had in this one. They come up short in a bit of a slog.
When I first got it, just a few things changed. Honestly, I think the biggest noticeable change of how the car looks was the grill. 100% improved me. And as you can see here, the grill. It's the chrome, it's not it. I think the improvement is really good. Even though I don't really care too much for black cars, I do think they look very, very good if the paint is in good shape. It's just the maintenance is really high, and it's like you wash it, they already look dusty, you see all the imperfections, it just really sucks. But if the car is in good shape and the paint looks very nice, black cars do look good.
If you have any of these insurances, stop scrolling. You could save a ton of money, and not a lot of people are talking about it. In just a few minutes, you could see if you can get a lower rate, all without needing to talk to anybody on the phone. Here's what to do. Click the link below, enter your zip code and car info, let Finance Buzz track down better insurance options for you. The best part, it's fully online, and it only takes 2 minutes to see how much you could save. Click the link below to get started.
Mazda is known for artful design.
Oh,
Wants to be known for safety. Yet Mazda has more 2024 IIHS Top Safety Big Plus awards than Subaru. And guess what? We're still better looking. Very good. Possibly, maybe later, some fenders. They actually make like M3 style fenders for the F30s. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm like, you're just kind of like really trying to look like an M3 at that point. But I really just haven't seen any other fenders that I think would look clean, like OEM Plus on the car that I like, especially getting like some OEM fitment. Because having an aftermarket hood and aftermarket fenders, you're asking to have a horrible fitment. It's just, most of the time, that's just how it works. I'm not saying that it's all like that, but unless you're spending top dollar on carbon, having both of those, like 9 times out of 10, it's not going to fit that well. So that's normally why I don't really go with carbon fenders. What we do have for this, though, I need to test fit it, though.
They'll run straight to him, bro. Keep going to the other side.
That one, we're kind of unsure of the fitment. He said it's like one of the first ones. So, like, it's going to be a hit or miss. It might fit really good. It might not fit that great. So, hopefully we can try to test fit that sometime this week, like by the end of the week. And if that works out, that's going to look really, really good, man. With the carbon hood, the side splitters, once we get the wheels on here. Honestly, this car, looks-wise, is going to be done in like less than a week, which is crazy because I haven't even registered this car. It's just because I have so many good BMW connections, like, I can get things like that. Like, a lot of the stuff for these cars is in stock, and most of it comes from California, even though it'd be coming from, like, China, Taiwan, and shit. Like, most of the stuff is stocked here in California and shipped from here in Cali. So it's nice to, you know, have a BMW and just get stuff, like, on the fly. Like, I can go pick it up tomorrow type. And that's kind of like what I love about the BMWs. It's really easy to get parts. The ISF was kind of like, I had to kind of like, you know, pull some strings and talk to this guy, talk to that guy. And there's just not too much you can really buy for those cars. But when it comes to these things, like the modifications are endless. What we're going to be doing tonight, I'm going to be actually putting on the new steering wheel that I got. One thing I do like about the F-Series versus the G-Series, the airbag is very, very easy to take off on these. So the steering wheel comes off super easy. You can do it in like probably 15 seconds. On the other hand, the G-Series, you have like a little indentation, like a little cut kind of where it goes, but it's not precise, and it's very hard to find the clip. I'm just finding out that I had a heated steering wheel. I had no idea. No idea, but this thing's cooked. You guys see that? It's done. Here is the new steering wheel. If you guys didn't see it, this thing is very nice. So first things first, guys. Definitely unplug the battery. Do not try to take your wheel off with the battery plugged in, because yeah, you can like lose your entire forehead. Okay. Right. Imagine exploded right there. Alright guys.
I'm fucking sorry.
15. Impact. Take it right off. That was not tight at all. Somebody had a wheel on this thing, but well. Here we go. Yeah, and don't mess with the clock spring, because yeah, that'll cause some problems. Alright guys, so here we have the old...
Oh, sorry, you dumb motherfucker!
Here's the new one. Very nice, very nice, very nice. There's a lot of stuff missing though. I don't think I'm gonna film this whole process. It's gonna waste my battery, but I'm gonna have to basically just strip all this down and figure out exactly everything that I'm missing. Got the first piece off right here, as you can see. Make things a little bit easy. Same thing applies to this one. So yeah, we got 1, 2, and 3 at the bottom. Obviously, this wheel has the heated steering function. I'm not gonna swap that over because this wheel does not have that. So hopefully I don't get any codes. If I do, then I probably can just code it out. So hopefully we don't get any dash lights. We are now here. It's pretty easy. So all this is pretty much like one harness. So it's pretty simple, but you can F up and put something in the wrong place. So we have this wheel over here, naked, bare, ready to transfer everything over. It's pretty self-explanatory. Bada bing, bada bing. I think I did everything right. So yeah, let's try to put all this stuff back for his. Alright, so I'm pretty much finishing up, right? I'm getting very close, like pretty much just putting the last touches on the paddles, and I'm like, wait, there's no hole to both of the paddles. As you can see in this hole here,
In Lynchburg, home to the Liberty Flames, and fans have been eagerly anticipating this clash and filling up this stadium quickly. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration. Senior Day. As we'll see a squad from Conference USA, the Kennesaw State Owls, squaring off with another team from Conference USA, the Liberty Flames. 48 Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, getting
there's no way to make it work unless I literally like drill a hole through that or something. That really actually sucks. I didn't see that until finishing everything. So I have to put everything back to the slot wheel. This wheel draws off. Ready to put this on. And here we go. Back to ground zero. Well, guys, that was a complete waste of time. That's really how it was. With the ugly ass stock wheel. That was as far as.
Not a lot of drama in this one as they just get punched in the face and lose by double figures.
Not a lot of drama. Offense, defense, on special teams. This team, David, they've got a lot to figure
Alright, guys, as you can see,
The coaches are going to be
back to ground zero.
Those will all be real fun practice this week.
It's gonna just be honest. I mean, make you guys like yellow.
I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Good luck with things going my way. And we're gonna hop back in this video. Hey, kid. What's happening? Hopping back into this video from last night's failure. Look at that steering wheel. I think it's beautiful.
Why you shut the door
Currently,
for?
right now, I got a box of stuff back here that is all from the G35. That's like the oil pan, turbo, intercooler piping, stuff like that. You're going to be dropping all that stuff off to the fabricator. And yeah, he's supposed to be finishing where he left off and get this G up into. Finished. As far as his work, you know, wiring and all the other stuff, it has nothing to do with him. But just the fabrication work. I'm gonna drop this stuff off to him, and then I need to go pick up some tires. I'm not really trying to buy them brand new because if they don't work out or if I don't like it, you know, it's like you're gonna take that hit on new tires. No one's gonna spend new tire price after you put them on. I typically just like to find like used tires in good shape just to kind of test fit. So hopefully all works out today and we can get some tires for this thing so we can put the new wheels on. All right, guys, check it out. Ooh, it's been a long time since I've seen this thing. It was built. It's probably like deteriorated now. It's turned into a stock block. But yeah, Here's the G. Ooh, that ain't hitting, I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, the vision for this car, if it ever does get done, is insane, bro. This thing's gonna literally break the web. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely get this redone. I'm all scratched up. But there it is, guys. Here's your update.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
As you can see, we got a full car freaking mission getting these tires. So the tires are the correct size that I wanted. They're just all seasons, which I didn't really want. So I was looking for 4S's. It was just really hard to find that size.
Bro. My God.
Rock these, see how they fit. I know the 4S's run a little bit bigger than these, so if these have a little bit of room to play with, I think the 4S's will probably fit perfectly. Oh, hell no, I got chicken filling. No mames, por qué? Oh, I'll figure that out later. But yeah, man, we're just in the testing phases as far as the fitment. The wheels and the tire size, everything should work out how I kind of expect. If not, you know your boy will make it right. Alright, guys, stopped by the house, picked up the wheels, which are right there. What do you guys think they are? Huh? What do you think they are? I don't know. I don't even know what wheels they are. I can tell you this much. I've never put these wheels on any car. I've never owned them.
What the fuck you doing?
This is the first time for these wheels right here. Obviously, it wasn't like my first choice or anything. I really wanted to put the LMs on. It was just more of the clean look, classy. So I figured since it is an X-Drive and we're going to be making this thing a little bit faster, we're just going to go with the race car look. We are downsizing to 18s and going with a Meteor tire. So it should look pretty good typically. I think these wheels look like really good like on an E92. I don't think I've seen them on a 340, but hey, it's the first time for everything, right? This is not a permanent setup. I mean, if I like it that much, maybe I will just leave it for a long time. But it was just, I got a steal on these wheels. It's the right spec, it works. And I just really needed wheels for this car because I can't rock the stocks, man. And obviously there was a handful of T's available, but I just really didn't want to put T's on it. Kind of T'd out. I got T's on everything. Alright guys, we made it over here at Best Tire Shop Fontana. All at my guy Vic, man. If you guys need some low carb friendly alignments, you guys see that alignment rack. Here are the wheels. Let's go. So, if you guys don't know what these are Ativan RGD2s. I actually really like these wheels. I just never had a car that...
What are you doing?
I mean, I thought about it on the E90, but I'm TE boy, so I went with the TEs. But I do like these wheels a lot. I'm not sure how well they're going to look on this car, because it's not an aggressive body, but I think with all the carbon and the extra stuff that I do to it, I think these wheels will actually look pretty clean. Especially with the Meteor tires. I think the fitment and everything's going to be like spot on point. And I really like the finish of these too. It has like a silver lid with a like hyper black base. So I think these will look really good with the carbon. Made in Japan.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 305, 2+ versus Adesanya for the featherweight title. ESPN Plus subscribers can stream UFC 305 for only $79.99. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
These things are super light too. Like, bro, dumb light. So these are squared, and obviously the car is an X-Drive. It makes a lot more sense to run a squared setup. It's just better for the car and the drivetrain. So we're going squared tires, squared wheels, and we should be good. And I do have center caps. I bought center caps for them today. The BMWs be having massive hub boards, bro. It's just so ugly when you have center caps. You see all the Titanic behind the damn wheel. So yeah, man, these things look good. $500 center caps. They're like $60.
Fuck, why are you doing it?
I was gonna have them swap TVMS sensors because I don't have a light for it, but there's no TVMS sensors in here, so maybe they just coded it out. So I guess that's cool. I'll never know if I have a low tire, but whatever. Yeah. I think we have to run these with a spacer because I don't think that's just gonna clear the coil over if it doesn't have a spacer. I don't know, guys. These might look pretty good on here. that color with the carbon is hitting. I might need a smaller spacer, like a 8 mil maybe? Dude, look at the caliper clearance is crazy. These things will clear anything. Alright, tire fit's pretty good. Has a slight, like very, very minimal stretch. Tiny bit.
Nigga doing bullshit.
Because I know they're a little bit wider. But this will give me a judgment of how the fitment is. But these will do for now. Ooh, chunky. So I had to take off the rear spacer. We might be able to get away with maybe like a 5 mil. But this seems pretty flush. The front, I don't think the front wheel's gonna fit without the spacer because it looked really, really close to the coilover. That 20 mil is not gonna work. That's what we have with the stock wheels. So hopefully this 15 mil clears. If not, I'm probably gonna have to get like an 8 mil or something. So we'll find out. Check out this TRX. This thing is clean. The other side's even cleaner. God damn. Oh, shit. Bro is not roaming the earth in this T-Rex anymore. Alright, guys. We almost about to drop it. Okay. The finish of the wheel definitely goes really good with the color of the car. So, hopefully, we don't have no rubbing. The 15 mil up front. I have no spacer in the back. So let's see, man. Jeez. That fitment is crazy.
Welcome to your freshman year. It's time to spend the skill points you have already earned to upgrade your player. Additionally, each week, you will need to manage your workload.
Honestly, it looks pretty hard. Like, the more I look at it, the more I like it.
And as your coach trust increases, you can improve
this front fitment is insane.
Gain more play.
Yeah, we were on the 4S's. This shit wouldn't even have worked. I think an 8 mil would be perfect, but we're definitely going to have some rubbing with this current setup. I mean, we'll see, but I know it's going to rub. The meaty fitment did not disappoint. We have a tiny bit of room in the back. A little, 5 mil, 3 mil. Pushing my luck. I think I might go back to the OEM studs, though, because I'm not really feeling how much they stick out with these wheels. It looks a little tacky to me. I think the OEM wheel studs would look a little better and more cleaner. But the back is honestly perfect. Hard. It looks clean, man. Just nice, meaty setup. My calculations were on point, though. Tire size, wheel spec, everything is definitely on point. Honestly, it looks pretty good. It's different. It's really about it for the exterior. I mean, obviously, we're going to do the other bumper, but I'm just going to rock this for now until my lip falls off. Calipers, definitely going to do the calipers. I got something in mind. It looks good, man. I'm happy. Should drive a lot better, too. All right, guys, so it doesn't rub as bad as I thought it would, but it's definitely rubbing. So for sure, going to have to downsize the spacer. It wouldn't be the smartest idea to take this thing on the freeway, so I'm just going to take the streets home, drive slow so I don't buckle my fenders, and swap over the spacers a little bit later.
Oh, you're still here, we're so excited, decided to stay. I'm plugging in. Your blue ridge comes away.
I didn't buy this BMW M5 competition from auction. Somebody else did, but then they sold it to me after they realised one problem, which was stopping them from fixing it. Buying a crash damaged car is risky as it is, but buying it off someone who couldn't fix it adds a lot more to the risk. Now, you're probably like me. Find a car that you want or dream of owning, search on eBay or Auto Trader, and then put lowest price first. Or does that just make me a cheapskate? Now, I actually found this BMW M5 listed on eBay for £33,500. Usually these cars go for around £50,000, if not more, and it's easy to see why. The BMW M5 comes with a 4.4 twin-turbo V8, which has over 600 bhp. Now, I actually managed to get it cheaper than that, but we'll get on to what I paid for it later in the video, because I'm kind of thinking now, it might not have been worth it. But on first impressions, okay, some of you might think I'm mad, but even on the listing, I didn't think this car looked that bad. It's had a front end knock, but everything really, from the wing backwards, looks in half decent shape. And for someone like me who doesn't have any type of skill, is more of a driveway mechanic that self-teaches himself, I thought this could be an easy repair. But oh, is this going to be far from an easy repair. The guy I bought this from was kind of like myself. He was repairing cars on his driveway. So looking at the auction photos,
It's alright.
headlights and maybe a few corners as well. The driver's side wing looks repairable. The passenger side wing not so much. It would need a new inner wing, which just requires a bit of welding, and all of the airbags are blown, including the dashboard and both of the curtain airbags. So really looking at that damage, we could probably repair this on a driveway with no real special tools required. It's a decent M5 for a lot less than the normal price. But as always, when dealing with cars, as I'm sure you know, it's not as easy as that. And in this specific case, there's two reasons why it's not as easy as that. And the first reason Hannah's going to explain, and why is that? Yeah, this is a non-runner because BMW decided to put their oil coolers at the very bottom of the front. So if they're ever in any accident, they get absolutely smashed to bits. So this has dropped all its oil out, and you don't need to be a genius to know what happens to an engine when it has no oil in it. We've just got to hope it wasn't ran without it. Oil cooler looks like it's just pulled out of there's the top of the oil cooler, and there's the pipe. It looks like it's kind of like, what is it? That is... Yeah, that's definitely knackered. It's like pulled out, and then you've got like a oil thing in here, and then the oil will turn in there. Look, there's the auxiliary belt. Oh dear, what's that? Oh, is that a pulley there? Oh, that. Ow! Ow! Oh, it's like a water pump. Oh my god, there's so many. Wow, oh, even that's broken. Charge cooler. Oh dear. Do we get Hannah's approval on the M5?
I mean, don't come for me, but...
What I'm talking about, boy?
This is a 4.4 litre V8 twin turbo. It can be like 1,000 horsepower. And look at the interior. 4-wheel drive as well. And you can make it into rear-wheel drive. It doesn't have a heated steering wheel. Check out the kit. Like me, I never used to like BMW. And then you drive one, and you like it. Now the engine has to come out of the M5 anyway to do a certain repair on this. But before I explain why, we've got to try and get the car into neutral so we can push it inside the unit. Okay. Got no power. Weirdly, it seems like my jumper pack didn't work, so I went and fetched a bigger one. The battery's actually in the boot, so we haven't used the terminals which are underneath the bonnet. We've got 7.5 volts, so why is absolutely nothing? There's still nothing. So the only other option was to put the jumper pack directly to the battery in the boot. But we can't open the boot because you need electric to open the boot, so we have a...
Damn! Look out for that bitch!
You guys know emergency release that I could have pulled to open the boot, but I didn't know, so we're calling in the back. Red. To Red, if this don't work, we have a problem. You got a reading?
No.
Nothing?
No. So there's 3 lines.
Just not reading at all. What? Oh. Yes, we've got power on, It must just be really dead. Yeah, digital display. Okay, so we've got digital display. Oh, nearly a full tank of fuel. Come on. So, Loads of faults. Can you put this in neutral? I don't want to start it, that's the thing. Do you know if I just press?
I don't want to start it, is that the thing?
To start the engine, that's the thing. There's no oil in it. I don't think you can get it in neutral. I can't even take the handbrake off. I think what we've got to do is get underneath it. There might be a notch in the gearbox. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a notch in the gearbox. We can
That's in the gearbox?
That doesn't solve the handbrake not coming off the back. We're going to need power to get the handbrake off the back. Oh, we can open the boot. We can open the boot now. No, we can't. Well, it's not looking good so far. So I've got the jack out to see if we can find something on the bottom of the gearbox. I've watched the video. Apparently we need is a zip tie to do this. Let's see if that is true. The box. The gearbox. Okay, so it's this. That lever. Apparently you pull it down and then zip tie it to the prop shaft and that will put it in neutral. I'm going to put you as there and see if we can do this. This turned out to be way more difficult than it looked. The prop shaft was in the way of this lever, and I had to somehow bend the zip tie around to hook it over the lever, which puts it into neutral. I'm smooth. Just couldn't get it. Just a bit of fiddling around. I eventually got the zip tie through the little hole on the lever, and then eventually could start to pull it tight, in hopes that that would put it in neutral. Round two, bigger zip tie. I'm double zip tied, holding that lever down. If that don't do it, I don't know what will. Front wheel moves. Back wheel, no. Let's get the parking brake. It's red. It's that one. Let's see it. Yes! Okay. Next step. Okay, the handbrake doesn't like coming off. Coming to think of it, this is the only BMW that I remember having an electronic handbrake. All of them have manual handbrakes. I thought it was cool to have a manual handbrake, but all of a sudden they decided it's not cool to have one, and which means you can't move it when it's crashed. So plan of action was to plug the auto diagnostic into the car and then put the handbrake into a service mode, which again didn't seem to work. Turn off! Why does it not turn off?
It says, in addition, press the brake pedal.
I'm pressing the brake. Yeah! Finally, we got the handbrake off and the car was in neutral, and we can now begin to get the BMW M5 into the unit, which is getting me so excited to get started on it. So the BMW M5, as is, cost me £32,500. It's a category S.
It's category S. It is.
Fishing with live bait for monster fish.
Oh, it's a giant. Oh, we got a shark, boys. Oh, my gosh. Let's go, baby. Come on. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, we got it. I watched him on the live scope and it's a giant.
Unlike our other live bait videos, we're going to be fishing in both saltwater and freshwater locations.
What?
Today is to see how many different species we can catch. The first step to this process is to catch some bait.
It's time to get us some live bait, boys. We're out in the freshwater today. Fletcher is on a kayak right now in salt water. But the first thing that we need to do right now is get as much live bait as possible. And then after this, we're going to be hunting some really big bass with live bluegill. And then after that, we're going to go after some monster catfish at some of the marina docks. Well, let's go ahead and dive into this and rig up everything we need to catch our baits. And then we're going to head out to some other spots and catch some big fish.
Before we get deeper into this video, only 27% of y'all watching these videos are actually subscribed. So if you could, take the time, hit the subscribe button. Really helps the channel. I'd appreciate it.
Well, here we are, guys, on the South Carolina coast, and we're about to do some live bait saltwater fishing. The first thing we gotta do is catch some bait. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna put this fishing kayak in drive, and we're gonna head on out of here, and we're gonna go catch some bait.
So first things first, we just got one of these foam live bait buckets, and we actually have one of these aerators. It's a regular bubble box, so we're gonna go ahead and get water in this before we even start rigging up. Just enough to keep them fish alive. Because we are actually gonna be toting this bait to some other lakes and ponds right after we catch them. Boom. Turn that puppy on. And as you guys can tell right there in the water, it's keeping it all oxygenated for us. So we got that good to go. Now our next step is to rig up. So I have my Kicking Their Bass TV X Loose combo. This is actually one of the spinning setups. So if you guys want to check them out, you can get them on kickingtheirbass.com. Link can be down below. I appreciate anybody and everybody who supports the brand. And it is fishing season, guys. You know, we're heading into the end of summer now, and we're getting into the fall. The fishing's going to be getting really good, so make sure you go get yourself a combo and start catching some big fish.
So this is a pretty cool little kayak here, guys. I have only fished off of these one time in my entire life. As far as these pedal drive kayaks go, there's actually a rudder under here.
Position. What?
Right, just by turning with my hand, which makes for a nice hand-free fishing experience.
So Fletcher's actually going to be cast netting for his live bait since he's in salt water, but we're going with a pretty traditional method. We got a rod, a bobber, and a hook. Very simple. You guys are probably asking, no, you know, what are you going to use for this? I wanted to use some live worms, but sadly it's been super dry, and I couldn't get any live worms. So to at least get our live bait today that we're going to be using for the big fish, I just have a can of biscuit dough. And you guys are saying, no, why are you using biscuit dough? Well, when it comes to catching bluegill, a lot of people are going to use bread. Now I'm going to tell you exactly why we use biscuit dough. Do you see how doughy this is and how good this stays in form? That is not going to fall off your hook. When I was a younger kid fishing off the docks for big bluegill, this was my go-to bait. I'm telling you, it is by far the best bait if you guys are just wanting to catch some bluegill. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start tying on. We're going to get us just a regular small panfish hook right there. And as you guys can tell, it's got a long shank on it. One thing that we're going to do before we...
God damn! Catch the fucking ball!
For some reason, it's just such a habit to add a split shot that I'm just going to do it. So we got our hook, we got our split shot, we got a bunch of lead on my fingers, man. Them weights are shedding on me. And that right there is your basic brim rig. You know, small hook, split shot, got bobber up top. All we're going to do is just get a little tiny piece, man. We're not looking for any, like, massive bluegill. We're going to get some, you know, fair medium-sized ones. Not too big, not too small.
Gotta get used to standing on this thing. It's stable. Stable enough to cast. Just a little wobbly. We're going to want to fill our live bait bucket up. So if we do catch something, I can swiftly put them in there. And then I got a little rope to tie that off with.
Alright, so without further ado, let's give her a flip, man. There should be a bunch of bluegill in this pond. That's why I came out here in particular. That was the smallest bluegill I've seen. He's honestly too small for bait. I mean, we could have used him, but he was, dude, that fish was tiny. We want him a little bigger than that, man. We're going to be going for some big bass here in a little bit. And we got a fun little inner challenge going on between us and Fletcher. We're trying to see who can catch the most species, the most fish, and also the biggest fish of the day. Saltwater definitely has more species, but it's going to be fun to see what he comes up with. See if we can get this fish. Oh my gosh, dude. These fish are biting so fast, and he came up again. Couldn't even grip him with any reel. That one was actually perfect, too, man. I don't think we're going to have trouble getting bait. This has been a problem in the past where it takes us too long to get bait. Today, that is not going to be the case.
I managed to safely cast it without throwing myself out the middle.
Ensure your passion. Get a boat quote online in as little as 4 minutes, so you can get covered with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive can protect your watercraft all year long. Get a quote.
Oh, it's a good start. Maybe not into the grass would probably be a good idea. Do we get anything? Oh, yeah, let's go, boys. Oh, yeah, we got ourselves a nice little live minnow. Where you at? Damn. What we catch? Oh, it's a little jack. We got a baby jack Ravel. Take a look at this. Now, that is a premium bait. Dang, boys! That was not what I was expecting to catch. So this fish right here, guys, is actually a Jack Crevalle. It's a baby. These things get up to like 50 pounds. But I feel like this would be a really cool bait to throw with it being a baby. I feel like this thing could get absolutely smoked. So I'm going to throw that into the bucket. That is our first fish of the day. And technically our first species. I think me and Noah agreed to not count the cast net species. So I know that's one of the things that we're going for here. But maybe we can use him to catch either a bigger Jack Crevalle or a shark or a redfish. I mean, there's a lot of things that might eat that little guy.
Okay, Bluegill, I'm done with the crap, man. I just need to catch y'all so we can go catch some big fish.
Whoa.
There we go. That is the tiniest bluegill. That's what I'm saying, man. Is that bass candy or is that too small? So I almost feel like that side bluegill is a little too small for what we're looking at. Arrgh. Damn.
So here's my flopping core rig.
You be one no for Hawaii.
And we're going to rig this thing right on there. Thankfully, I already have my hook tied on the other end. Like
7% of y'all watching these videos are actually subscribed. So if you could, take the time hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. I'd appreciate it.
Well, here we are, guys, on the South Carolina coast, and we are about to do some live bait saltwater fishing. The first thing we gotta do is catch some bait.
Lay
So
down.
without further ado, guys, I'm gonna put this fishing kayak in drive, and we're gonna head on out of here.
Lay down.
And we're gonna go catch some bait.
So first things first, we just got one of these foam live bait buckets. And we actually have one of these aerators. It's a regular bubble box, so we're gonna go ahead and get water in this before we even start rigging up. Just enough to keep them fish alive. Because we are actually gonna be toting this bait to some other lakes
boy,
and
you killed
ponds
that
right
nigga.
after we catch them. Yeah, turn that puppy on.
Wait.
And as you guys can tell right there in the water, it's keeping it all oxygenated for us. So we got that good to go. Now our next step is to rig up. So I have my Kicking Their Bass TV X-Loose combo. This is actually one of the spinning setups. If you guys want to check them out, you can get them on kickingtheirbass.com. Link could be down below. I appreciate anybody and everybody who supports the brand. And it is fishing season, guys. You know, we're heading into the end of the summer now, and we're getting into the fall. The fishing's going to be getting really good, so make sure you go get yourself a combo. Start catching some big fish.
So this is a pretty cool little kayak here, guys. I have only fished off of these one time in my entire life. As far as these pedal drive kayaks go, there's actually a rudder under here, and I can turn this thing with the things to my left and right just by turning it with my hand, which makes for a nice hand-free fishing experience.
So Fletcher's actually going to be cast netting for his live bait since he's in saltwater, but we're going with a pretty traditional method. We got a rod, a bobber, and a hook. Very simple. You guys are probably asking, Noah, what are you going to use for this? I wanted to use some live worms, but sadly it's been super dry, and I couldn't get any live worms. So to at least get our live bait today that we're going to be using for the big fish, I just have a can of biscuit dough. And you guys are probably saying, Noah, why are you using biscuit dough? Well, when it comes to catching bluegill, a lot of people are going to use bread. I'm going to tell you exactly why we use biscuit dough. You see how doughy this is and how good this stays in form. That is not going to fall off your hook. When I was a younger kid fishing off the docks for big bluegill, this was my go-to bait. I'm telling you, it is by far the best bait if you guys are just wanting to catch some bluegill. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start tying on. We're going to get us just a regular small panfish hook right there. And as you guys can tell, it's got a long shank on it. And one thing that we're going to do before we add the bobber, we're actually going to add a split shot, which is just a little weight. We honestly don't even need it. For some reason, it's just such a habit to add a split shot. I'm just going to do it. Boom, there we go. So we got our hook. We got our split shot. We got a bunch of lead on my fingers, man. Them weights are shedding on me. And that right there is your basic brim rig. You know, small hook, little split shot, got a bobber up top. All we're gonna do is just get a little tiny piece, man. We're not looking for any like massive bluegill. We're gonna get some, you know, fair medium sized ones. Not too big, not too small.
Gotta get used to standing on this thing. It's stable enough to cast, just a little wobbly. We're gonna want to fill our live bait bucket up, so if we do catch something, I can swiftly put them in there. And then I got a little rope to tie that off with.
All right, so without further ado, let's give her a flip, man. There should be a bunch of bluegill in this pond. That's why I came out here in particular. Yep, just like that. Oh my gosh, he came off. That was the smallest bluegill I've seen. He's honestly too small for bait. I mean, we could have used him, but dude, that fish was tiny. We want him a little bigger than that, man. We're going to be going for some big bass here in a little bit. And we got a fun little inner challenge going on between us and Fletcher. We're trying to see who can catch the most species, the most fish, and also the biggest fish of the day. Saltwater definitely has more species, but it's going to be fun to see what he comes up with. See if we can get this fish. Oh my gosh, dude. These fish are biting so fast, and he came off again. I couldn't even grip my dang reel. That one was actually perfect, too, man. I don't think we're going to have trouble getting bait. This has been a problem in the past where it takes us too long to get bait. Today, that is not going to be the case.
I managed to safely cast it without throwing myself out of the boat. It's a good start. Maybe not into the grass would probably be a good idea. Do we get anything? Oh, yeah, let's go, boys. Oh, yeah, we got ourselves a nice little live minnow. Where you at? What did we catch? Oh, it's a little jack. We got a baby jack Raval.
Look at that.
That is a premium bait. Dang.
Hey, look.
That was not what I was expecting to catch. So this fish right here, guys, is actually a jack Raval. It's a baby. These things get up to like 50 pounds. But I feel like this could be a really cool thing to throw with it being a baby. I feel like this thing would get absolutely smoked. So I'm going to throw that into the bucket. That is our first fish of the day, and technically our first species. I think me and Nick
I'll tell you something.
the cast net species. So I know that's one of the things that we're going for here. But maybe we can use him to catch either a bigger jack Ravel, or a shark, or a redfish. I mean, there's a lot of things that might eat that little guy.
Okay, bluegill, I'm done with the crab, man. I just need to catch y'all so we can go catch some big fish. There we go. That is the tiniest bluegill. That's what I'm saying, man. Is that bass candy or is that too small? So I almost feel like that size bluegill is a little too small for what we're looking for. I want some a little bit bigger. At least we got our first fish. Get that knocked off the list.
So here's my popping core rig. I'm going to give this thing a snip. Snip, and we're gonna make this thing right on there. Thankfully, I already have my hook tied on the other end, like so. Let's get our bait out, and we're gonna put him on this little circle hook. We're gonna stick this right through his little nostril.
He catching fish with a bang.
Sorry about that, Bucko. But that is looking like it's gonna get crushed. That is some premium bait. I have a hard time believing that we're not gonna get bit on that today. I'm just going to let some line out and let this get a little bit away from the kayak. We're just going to let that thing float behind me.
There we go. He's not bad. He is not bad by any means. I actually think we're going to add him to the box. He's a little small. That is first bait that she had his own this pond. And there he goes. Speaking of activity,
taking on a squad, hoping to
that's a
prevent
lot.
another
We just got
this week. The Arizona State Sun
We're roll now.
Wonder how it's going for Noah over there on his end of the freshwater. I know he knows a lot more what he's doing today than I am. I'm definitely on the more challenging side.
The give to the left side. He's got to pick
It's not going to be 20 weeks.
He's looking to throw. Pressure coming. He's in more trouble and down he goes. A catastrophic loss on that play. On 3rd and long, the Philippines. And he was really up as the completion pass was incomplete. Early first quarter.
Things in regards to both of our skill sets. I think you could definitely catch more fish, more species, and bigger fish out here if you knew what you were doing. But the problem is, I don't know what I'm doing. You see things get big. Gosh, man. I've never seen anything like this.
Looking for a bit tight. And the Rainbow Warriors have a first down.
Oh, shit. Bro, that was so perfect.
Come here, Eugene. Get out of there. Oh my gosh. We might even out of eight fish here, guys. No!
God! Why quit doing play action?
Because fresh out bait is a live bait challenge. So, we're going to go catch some more.
Oh, that's good.
Damn!
Yeah. That's our biggest one today, man. That one is. Mine is getting faster today. It's a lot bigger. It is just better.
Let me switch some play action. What happened?
Finally a good size one.
Please, just give me one. Just one. Something to start with. I think we got a lot of it. I feel the net shaking. I feel the net shaking.
I went so far to the outside. It's a hole right there.
I think that's how you pronounce them. Oh,
look at this hole right there. What?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I need that so bad.
Damn.
Baby and bigger here. I need to fucking volume inside stuff. I can get 10 of those in great shape. I feel like really confident. Just go out, fish, and I could just be done with this bait. We just have to go for all of those. But that is the lucky size bait.
We're going to continue to catch maybe bigger like that. It's just not what we want. One last one. A little bit bigger than that. So I think it's actually good to the bass today. We're going to fish the line bluegill and see if I can catch some bigger ones over there. 35 I think it's a good start. But I would like to have probably at least 8 bluegill. Yeah, we got 6 in there. 5 or 6. We got 6. Let's here, fish. We got a couple of perfect size. We got one big one. We got a couple other small ones. Let's go ahead and back up. Here comes some big fish.
Now it's talking. We got a few more. Chest GoPro, chest dive. And it's going to take that chance. Lift again. Adding in butter. We go ahead and stick that one in the bucket as well. I've got 3 or 4 in that couch. My mullets fell into my panel drive right here. And they're swimming around in that one. So I'm going to get an extra light one.
Guys, our move right here. Just click on the right and give us we can use. And I'm just going to get the other tackle in there. And some other moves. I got scissors. We're going to need that in the booth. The big thing and the most important thing we're going to need is some bait. We're going to need all our bait. Let's check on these puppies. Okay. Yeah, I got 50 minutes. Honestly, fucking down right now. It's too much. We're actually going to set this aside. And we're going to get this boat off the trailer real quick, then we can put them in there. It's finally time to catch some of these big fish. Get fish for the deal weights and I'm ready to get some stuff just to make a little fun. So here's some big old salt for the
I'm going to make a little journey across the river here and go to these docks. I feel like just targeting that structure has got to be something. I mean, alright or not right? I love structure, you need structure. We all love structure.
Come on, look at this passing right there. Come on, man. Oh, now you gonna give me one?
Basic. And we've seen that success with the bottom rig. 3 lines that have been alright. You know, I've caught some fish on it. I feel like I have the most luck when I'm fishing with bluegill for bass when it's on the bobber. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And you guys are going to be surprised with the hook I'm going to do. It's actually just yesterday's standard extra one we use on Texas right? And my hookup ratio, guys, let me just tell you, has been better. I do not know if it's a care, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I find almost every fish that's been nice to get with extra I got. So that is just what we're going with, guys. We're going to get some bigger bobbers. We're just set it about a flip to him. It seems like a good time. So we get a big bobber, make sure I got hooked, and then here in a moment, I'll show you guys exactly how much I'm making my grab and scan some of these holes on the water. Let's see if we can spot some of these bass.
So I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, guys. We're just kind of flipping these docks. I mean, they're really, really deep. This is like a lot deeper than I'm comfortable fishing, like relative to bass fishing, which is my background, for those that don't know. You know, bass fishing dock, we're looking at 10 to 5 feet. This is super, super deep.
Since 1990, taco experts this guy out. He's taking finger tacos.
Step down.
Like super, super, super deep. Coming up on our next dock right here. This one's a little bit shorter, so if it's not as deep, that increases or decreases our chances. Definitely a little bit shallower. Way shallower.
Alright, boys and girls. I'm going to cut off the aerator just so it's not buzzing in our ear. So we've got a selection right now. We're going to shoot the biggest one. Oh yeah, that's a big. I think it's just a good fair size. Yeah, that's what I'm what I like to do is a lot of people look at the lip, which is honestly a bad idea. When these bass fall, you get this little bit first. The tail can be a decent spot. So I'm it's perfect. Just gotta be careful that you don't get it on the left, because you'll trigger a nerve. That top the perfect spot. See how much activity she still has? When we throw this guy in the water, he's going to still have a lot of movement. You can see him kicking there. When you hook them in the tail, they're going to have a hard time swimming. So I think this is the perfect spot. That's usually just where I like to put the bluegill. It gives them the most movement. They can swim more naturally. And usually the movement bass is pretty good. So coming up right here, we got this big old lay down that goes pretty much from, let's say, about 20 foot in front of us all the way to the bank. And there's also that big flat with a bunch of rocks on there as well. So we're going to cast it out just like that. Kind of let that bluegill run around. You can see how he's going crazy right now.
Oh my God.
We're not going to give a ton of movement, but he should attract the big bass. Drag, say.
He's knocked down
I'll be a little bit. This is my Kick of the Bass TVX Link bait caster. Check this one out as well. But now, this is all my bait fishing, guys. Stay in the strike. So, big hook from the boot.
Fucking God.
Just a big game. Good shot. Hold on. He's literally right here. Hold on.
We went this guy's like, yeah, I can't be sold. I think he was like, well, look at that.
And then he play on that. That's what he
Yeah, you saying it. You saying it. Ain't it, ain't it, ain't it, ain't it, ain't it. Let's go. Let's go. Get this guy off the hook. Oh, God, he's survived. Oh, my God. That little black kid did some stuff. I'll try to put that on the GoPro on the front. That shark literally just jumped out of the thing and he just cut me clean. No. I didn't have your line. That was sick, though. He waited on that shark. There's a small shark about another game in. Just scraping my bait button.
I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do.
They can talk about fucking plays. What the fuck?
Steve.
Watch us struggling so much in the first
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh, this is a giant bass. Come on. Oh, dude, she's so big.
Wasting no time going on this drive. Just as he was on the first down and can't make the connection in the defense, putting on the heat and forcing the turnaround. Third and 10, still back.
We got him started.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. That is an absolute freaking monster, baby. On the live bluegill. We have been waiting so long for a bite. We just caught an absolute tank, dude. That's an easy 4.5 pounder. Holy cow. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to see her, eat the bluegill. Like, see my bobber go down, man. I was just not paying attention. But let's go, son.
Welcome, everyone.
You just gotta patiently wait. You just gotta be able to absolute monster, dude. See this girl play. Maybe you'll get him. That is what we're talking about. I'll tell you right now, Todd, there's some bigger ones. They get ready to be confident. Oh, man. Thank you so much, baby. We're going to get this beautiful girl back in the water. And we're going to see if we can get one even bigger than that. That was so cool watching her eat that thing on the ground. There she goes. Let's go, son. Come on. I actually saw the bobber 4 foot under the water, and I'm like, how in the world is the bobber that far down? I'll look up, the bobber's absolutely gone. Holy cow. And I'll tell you, boys, there's a lot more fish out here. I think we're in the perfect spot.
Oh, what I do to have a bite right about now? That would just be splendid, folks. I am almost from I don't know how he's going for real on his end, but I would imagine he's probably smoking them with some live bluegill right about now. Your boy is after something bigger and better, whether that's a shark or something else. I know to get something in this kayak that, gets my adrenaline pumping. You know what I'm saying? And so far, that just quite hasn't happened yet. We had a little moment. I got a little dopamine hit from that shark. It was super cool. But outside of that, it has been a little dormant on my end. In these final game plan change decisions, at the last little bit we have left, make a difference for me. I want to get up the shallow roads. See if we can make it happen.
Feedback away. 4 rolls in 1. Pushing yourself can push you to the limit. Reach but more comfort.
can rise to 100 protein to build muscle. So you can power champion recovery with 40 proteins.
Alright, but the girls, it's time to get home, big boy. I ain't playing around no more, man.
Bro, why y'all keep picking the same fucking plays? Switch it up.
It's time to get him hooked. Trying to catch an absolute monster. That was a big day right there, man. Could be able to catch an absolute.
Hold on. 1 second, guys. I literally just saw another small shark. Come on, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Eat it. Oh, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Nailed this shark. We got a shark, boys. We got a shark. Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh, out the middle of the channel. Later. That's the trick to catching sharks.
This nigga dropped that. These niggas dropped everything, bro.
Just gonna eat.
Oh, these niggas dropped every fucking thing. God damn.
My God. Just a minute to this red is to be notified.
There we go, baby.
Here we go. It's on the chicken. Got it in the couch. They get a line of that. They have with that. Well, it's a second one. That's it. Oh my gosh. Oh, he put it in. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as they're going to the second quarter. 2.5 hours.
That's probably close to a 30-pounder.
Rock it on. Look at the basket.
Good fish. Come on, that
Brad, don't get it right on me.
That's straight pressure, dude. That is just sick. Extra wide gap hooks.
How was that short?
So that's our second bass on live bait today. One on free line.
Nice one. Fucking me.
I actually got the same. Can go catch some big catfish. To a new spot right now. Let's see if we can get some big.
I really feel like I'm going to be able to make a last ditch effort and get this kayak out of there. And then let's get down to this one that I feel like I have some confidence trying to catch the fish on. I'm just not having any of it trying to do what I'm doing right now. And I feel like, I should put all my eggs in one basket and go for broke. In the area, I feel like I might be able to catch a fish in 10 minutes or so. Once I get there, let me get this bait free, and we're going to skedaddle back like that.
New spot now. Catch some big bass. We got
starting to got a first and big one. And this we have the great right here. So I'm playing
in the meantime, we'll see if I can catch some on the hook and cast out here instead. Let's go! At the last spot, and there's some even bigger fish in this pond, so let's get after it. Alright, so we have all our tools, we got our pliers, scissors, we got some grippers if we need them, and then we got
we spent into this shit.
live bait and a fillet knife. So in here, we actually have 3 bluegill that passed away. Those are the ones that we actually fish with, and they just got really lethargic. So instead of just wasting the bait, we're actually going to cut it up
for some catfish bait. So this is what I usually do. I'm going to show this, but I either just come straight and have it, there's not this bait coming up.
Yeah, friend, lobster, nigga.
Yeah, this is pretty good type bait for catfish. So the body piece is usually my favorite. It just has like all the juices that the catfish like, man, really good. It's all the nasty stuff. So I just leave it on there. It's just it's pretty cheap. Nothing crazy. We have a Carolina rig with an egg sinker. And see all them guts falling out of that? It's pretty deep around it. Dog, there's some catfish. I usually go up in here. So all I'm going to do is just pretty much sink this thing right to the bottom there. Just like that. I'm actually going to lean my rod right up against this light right here, this power box. Just like that. You just let that catfish rod sit there. Bring some biscuit dough. Put it on the bird rig. We're going to see if we can catch another bluegill. And we can do is cast out the live bluegill right out here in the middle. And see if we can catch us another big bass. We made it, folks. Just in time. Oh my gosh. We got a little bit of daylight left to fish, and I feel like we can get the job done here. Just maybe if we get
running ball, then pass the ball.
I'm going to be relying on this cast net job to go crazy, to be completely honest, but this has been a very productive spot to cast net for me in the past, so I feel good about it. One cast can be all it takes. First get on the gun. I'm someone down here. This is like a little shrimp and like an hour and a half later. I'm way over going on it, so good, and now it's still like bites on the biscuit dough, man. Right here, just all that trick, dude. That place was probably for some bluegill. Oh, yeah, what do we get there? Pinfish. Okay, that's something we can throw on, I guess. Oh, there's else to do, but we got a bait. Not ideal, but it's something. I don't know, man. That kind of looked like a fish was running with it right there. I swear it was more to the left.
Downy, free and gentle. Softer clothes for skin's sake.
Now she did my skin is exfoliating and moisturizing. Most of my skin's This is a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We talked about people running against this defense.
Let's go, baby. Come on. Let's go, son. Come on now. Let's go. That is not long in the cup, dude. That ain't a giant catfish by any means. But that's still a decent catfish, dude. Get it started here. Come here. Come here, son. Oh, yeah, right on the cup, dude. Look at that puppy. Oh, yeah, look at listen to him. Well, there we go, guys. That was the first catfish, and he got my hook pretty far. I'm actually thinking I might have to, I don't know if I want to try to go way down in there and just cut him off. I mean, it's so far in his goal. We had to cut that hook off, but that was our first catfish, boys. Not a bad deal. There was definitely something playing with it a second ago. And I saw that line kind of moving out. It's getting tight. And I go back over and I see that one rod just slumped over, dude. I cannot go out of this challenge empty-handed. I refuse the skunk. You're casting up. Yeah, that's kind of funny. This really quick because they're like that's about everybody. It seems like he's still kicking around. Is he good? A big old 20-pound straight up monster. We just gotta get the right one to bite. I'm gonna grab this piece right here. This is the head and everything. So I feel like the head piece and the body piece, by far, the base, the tail piece, you'll still get bites on, just not as good. You want the smelliest stuff for these cats. Let's stretch her back down. You know,
there. Just have to see who's got it. The same dude, man. We'll send it out to the right now. It's selling a bunch of big bats in this pocket. You know, all this bamboo just looks huge.
Yes, let's go. Okay, guys, I actually got a great bait here. This is like the same thing I caught earlier, but just like a lot more size. Oh my gosh. Give me the mint havens. This thing really gets to land on that popping corn. Take my crab up. Oh, I'm still alive, just pinch me. Ow! Ow! I can't get to those still look for you, but God, I thought you were done for. Sure enough, you're still kicking and came out for missions. With you just like that. And you just crabs over here.
Oh, hands, please.
Yes, you gotta get home.
Niggas doing fucking plays, bro.
It's so weird because
Damn! What in the fucking ball? Second team.
they just want everything to do with the can. They want every square inch of the biscuit dough inside of it. Let's go, boys. That's a bigger one. That's a bigger one right there, son. Let's go, baby. Yo, that was a large catfish. I'm telling you, that one right there was everything. It was 6 seconds plus. That sucks. So you got some notes for that fish eye, man. He did the headpiece. He did the headpiece. He felt big, and I saw him flash for like a second. I didn't even know there was that big a catfish in this little section here. I've actually never catfished this dock. Just knew it was deep right here. So time of day I get a little delusional. Been out in the sun, grinding for these bites. There's nothing on my legs. Absolutely nothing, except I just caught something. Is that a redfish? Not a redfish, you guess. I've got so many species, but you boy, it's got them all in the cast net. This is just a small one, and not in the way that we like to catch them. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a South Carolina redfish. We're going to get a nice little gentle release on you, because we like you. You're kind of cute. Thank you. And I expect an absolute tank on that headpiece right there. That's not even the big bluegill. We get one. So we have 2 bluegill dates, then we have 1 more bluegill in there. I'm telling you, that last bluegill, that big old juicy piece over there, it's some kind of monster. Oh my gosh, we're hammered. We just got absolutely slammed.
Both sides trying to find a little rhythm and efficiency here.
Yeah, I saw that. I know you guys saw it.
Guys, I do not know what species of fish this is. Let me know down in the comments below. So we are going to throw it on the old Here goes nothing. Looks like I could actually get the hook in there a little bit better, so hopefully he just doesn't just get launched into the abyss.
Alright, screw it, boys. You know, we were going to use this for a live bluegill. I'm at the point now where I just don't even care. I'm going to catch a 20-pound monster cat. And instead of dropping this piece of cut bait right down how we're fishing with the other one, we're actually going to cast it out in the middle. Just like that. We're going to let it sink on the bottom. This is the move, boys. I didn't even notice this chair was here, man. He's all set there.
Well, y'all, I just finally caught the perfect size on the fish to rig up. So we're going to do just that right through the stroke.
Ain't no way these niggas that damn fast. They're not, they call them fast.
Oh, yeah. He just spit it out. Got a third and long from the 27.
Oh my gosh, please. Oh my gosh, got a giant. And then one on this road too. Dude, got me stuck. That's way okay. Come on. Oh. Oh. No way, dude. We just got hit on that rod. And then this one.